So I've gone ahead and taken the tank, the seat, and the fenders back off. I need to figure out the wiring, see what's here, see what's not, see what works, see where I can get 12 volt and where 12 volt won't make it to. I have, again, the battery from my Honda there just for now until the appropriate size battery comes. The starter lives under this cover. The alternator and the points and everything are under the front, and then the air box is here. I need to take all those off just to open it up and see where the wiring is, see what I can find. Behind the headlight is where all the wires kind of meet up on one kind of board. There's a couple fuses back there, a couple relays and things like that, as well as the ignition where that ends up. So I need to take this stuff apart just to see where I am and see where wires are. Now that the covers have been taken off, you can see the starter here, massive starter for a bike, in my opinion. We have this is the starter relay. This goes to the rear lights, I believe. Not quite sure what this relay is. It might be for lights as well. And the next step is to take off the headlight to expose the rest of the wiring. So I was playing around in here the other day. One thing I noticed is that the ignition is this particular barb, the housing is cracked. So I don't know if it's making good contact or that makes a difference or not, but I'm going to be bypassing this just for now because I don't have the key. I also took off this relay just because I was just looking in here and it was in my way. I think this is the headlight relay as well. Headlight connectors, and then the rest of the wiring is back there. So these were the wires that were connected to the ignition switch, and what I have found from the wiring diagram is that this red is, I believe, the main power coming in, and then these two green go to the rest of the system. So I'm just going to connect those and see kind of what happens. I don't know if we'll have power or not. The battery is connected, so after connecting that, we do get a light. It's the turn light. I believe this is the main power. If I toggle this, we get generator and oil. I think these are just like on a car where until the bike starts, they're lit up just so you know it works. We have no neutral light right now, and then no brake failure light. So I don't know if those are supposed to be on or not. So now let's, it's on. You can kind of see there's looks like 0, 1, 0, whether or not it's on or not. I believe this is turn signals, but nothing's happening, so we'll just leave that. This is the starter button, I believe. Nothing happens when I press it right now. I'm going to consult the wiring guide to see if there's anything else I should be looking for to start it, or if there's a kickstand switch or something. But just taking a look. So after looking at the wiring harness, looks like the turn signal decided to come on. So I guess both turn signals do kind of work. I don't think there's enough power in the battery to actually for the turn signals to work all the way right now. It is a small battery. So looking at the wiring diagram, there is a clutch switch that goes, this is the clutch on the clutch side, that I believe is a safety, so you can't start it without the clutch engaged. Nothing happens when I do this right now. and press the starter at the same time. I'll save you the trouble of watching that. But if I do follow it, there is a connection. There is a connection right here. So what I'm just going to do is disconnect it and then just close the circuit and see if we can trick it just for now. So I did put a little wire here to close the circuit, and when I did that, I did hear a click come out of this box, the starter relay box. I know that from the wiring diagram that's what this is. I also went ahead and took the cover off of this. I forgot to get it on video, but it is the starter relay and it was full of a lot of corrosion. So I don't know whether or not this will work. So just for testing purposes, I went ahead and cleaned this out, and I can figure out if I need to get a new one of these. I probably will at some point just because there is a lot of corrosion on this. But at least I can try to get it turned over. So on this starter relay, I am able to manually fire the starter. Again, there's not enough power to actually turn this massive starter with that little battery. But at least I know that power is getting to the starter from the relay itself. So if I go ahead, turn this back on to the start position, now that that neutral safety switch has a closed circuit, I think it should start now, or at least try to start. So you can see that at least when I press the button, power is getting to the starter from here, so I know that at least all that's working. That is where I'm going to leave it today, just because I don't have a battery to try to turn this over. I did put a little bit of oil in fogger in each cylinder. I took a look inside. There's not really any rust. There's a little bit of buildup from carbon and stuff just from running. It does have 90,000 miles. I do need to clean out there is some sand on each of the intakes, so I need to go and get a vacuum to get that out. But that is where I'm going to have to leave it today. I don't have a battery to move on to the next step. If y'all noticed anything or have any suggestions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. Again, anything is helpful at this point, as this is still a very new bike to me. See y'all next time.